Hey there, this is a video on cloning and downloading and then re-uploading changes to a repo on GitHub. This is for the Geog4300-Cloning class at University of Georgia. We're just going to walk you through this process in a fairly quick way, but hopefully you can use this then as a reference. So this assumes you've already created an account for labs in the class. If you have done so, you should see them listed here. I just go to the GitHub homepage usually, and you'll see yours listed here. This is the one I've created. And if you want to clone this to your computer, you just go to down to the handy dandy green clone or download button. Go ahead and copy this URL, and then if you go over to RStudio, we've walked through this in class. Probably you click on create a new project, version control, git, and then paste that URL. Save it. I'm saving it in a temp folder on my computer. I'm just going to call it Geog4300 Lab 1 is the new folder, and click on Create Project. Everything will download. It might take a second depending on how much is in that repo. And what you'll see here is a series of files, and depending on the lab, the files will be different. For this one, this is a lab 1 for the course. There's something called a response template. It's an RMD file. So you go ahead and click on that, and you'll see there's already a name there. You can delete this, but let's just say you want to add your name, and you're John Doe, right? So you add your name, and you save it. Maybe you add some code here, so we're uploading Dayment County data in this case. Maybe we just want to do a histogram. I'll run this line of code so that data gets loaded, and I'll add some code here for histogram, just the base ggplot, Daymet County 2005, and then we'll pick a variable. Let's do Tmax, maximum temperature, right? So that saves the RMD file. Now, for the purposes of these labs, we want to have an MD file. That MD file is a GitHub Markdown, and that will look pretty on GitHub. There's one on here right now. We don't want to use that, so we're going to delete that. Go ahead and say yes. We've got this RMD file, and the way we make a Markdown file, or any kind of file, we could make a PDF, we could make a Word, there's lots of options, is through this little knit button up here. So if I click on knit, it gives me just one option, which is knit to GitHub document. There's lots of different options, but I'm going to go ahead and click on that. It'll run for a second, and it should give me a pop-up window. Now that's got this is my MD document. It'll show me what it looks like, and look, here's that handy histogram that we made that lets us know that it's working. Looks good, right? So I'm going to go ahead and close this, and now you'll see there's an MD file again. There's actually also a files folder here that has the histogram that we wanted to look at. That's what this little file is. Okay, so let's say you've done all your lab responses now and you want to get it back up to GitHub. What matters is that you get the MD file and this files folder. We're going to go over to the Git tab here. There's multiple ways to do this, but for the purposes of this, and we want to select everything that's not git ignore and R project. It's fine if you end up uploading those. It's just they don't need to be on GitHub. The git ignore says ignore these folders, and you can actually edit it so that if there's files you don't want to have uploaded, it won't say you should do it. The R proj is the R project on your local computer. When you open up the project, it has the information related to that. So we don't want either of those. We just want these middle three. So I'm going to go ahead and stage each one. Click on the checkbox by each one, and notice when you click on the folder here, it actually automatically highlights the name of the file that's in the folder. It stages that. Okay, so we've got those set up. Now I've staged. Now I need to commit those staged changes. I'm going to give it a name, lab1 edit. And then I commit, so click the commit button. Now it's set up on my local computer. Now I need to push it. So I'm going to go ahead and click on push. And you should get a message here that everything was basically successfully pushed. This is a good, successful message. So if I go ahead and close this, I can double check now. I go back to that repo that I started with. If I reload this page, all of a sudden you'll now see that lab1 edit 23 seconds ago shows up here. And actually, if I click on that MD document, remember this is the one that I'll be grading as your instructor. If I click on that, you'll see here's that document that you created, and look, there's that histogram. It's nice and it looks nice. The RMD document is not going to look that good. I could even click on that and you can see, oops, wrong one. Click on this. See, it doesn't render in the same way. So we want to make sure we get that MD document so that it looks like something that's readable and gradable. So that's a quick walkthrough of how to go ahead and edit material, to clone your repo, download it, make some edits, knit it, and then push it back up to the repo. And when you're done, you'll just go ahead and under issues here, file an issue request that has my name. When done, tag me, and submit new issue. And that'll let me know that you're ready for that to be graded. So hopefully that's useful. Feel free to send me an email if you've got questions about any of these things.